right, welcome to another episode of the Dragon's Tome. I am your host this week, Chopper.
I'm Jack.
Oh God, this guy.
I'm
He
Rob.
never knows how to follow. Oh, these guys! It's like amateur hour. God, every time it's my turn, you guys make me look bad. Yeah, I'm nothing but professional when I'm not the host, but when I'm the host, it's shenanigans.
I wouldn't say that. We're all terrible.
At most, tomfoolery and hijinks. At most.
It's shenanigans. I would say all three.
Jack fucks up the recordings. I just interrupt people, and Pat, we just make fun of you. That's all it is.
And apparently you swear on a family program, so.
I believe it's not a family program.
I believe we're not a family program, Jack.
Oh, no?
You have earned some
Don't
illusion
get the
that
kids
we're on the
kids
PBS.
Get them. Come on.
We
Get 'em back in
definitely
the workshops.
on YouTube. We definitely have to say we're not for children. Otherwise, you can't comment and it doesn't get. You can't share it and stuff. So we're not for children. We have to throw an F-bomb once in a
au
while.
pair that I've got back here with my my 12 children, so get them out of here.
He's making Canadian sneakers.
The Canadian sneaker. Don't look that up on the Urban Dictionary.
How I want to.
All right, now let's move forward. Speaking of Canadian sneakers, let's look at this cover.
Yes.
Is Susan Collins Canadian? Any chance?
I don't know. I just, I saw burly men and thought Canadian sneakers.
I think they're not very burly. They're only about an inch tall. So
They're wide. See, that's the thing. Are they fairy folk?
yes.
Or the frogs giant and the trees
Are
giant? On
weird
this planet?
scaled? No, I think they're fairy folk. That's it.
No. they're
Occam's
small,
razor
vague
says that
creatures.
they're fairy folk.
Occam's
Susan Collins also wrote the Hunger Games. Not same person, I don't think. I don't think it's the same person.
I will say
She would have been
that
like
the
12 at this point, so I don't think it was her.
Oh yeah, the bridles and reins that these guys use to control these frogs.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
It's a wonder that these frogs haven't revolted yet.
Maybe they like it.
Are you kidding me? It looks like they're being controlled by yo-yos.
Yeah.
You didn't even say what episode this was. I don't think.
Oh yeah, well see, this is what happens when you get the shenanigans. You just throw off my game.
We did. You didn't introduce us, and you didn't even say what episode this was.
Once again, I've been sabotaged by my own crew.
Sabotage.
Well, we'll keep you on track. What episode is this?
This is episode 74.
No, it's not.
Episode 73, issue 73.
April Fool's was last week.
If you haven't figured it out, Jack and Rob are right over there.
April Fools.
April Fool's.
So we are now in the May of the 83s.
It is May.
We've determined that these are small people.
Yes.
They're small Owen Wilsons.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very nice cover. It's just very weird.
It's odd.
I really like it. I think if your high fantasy is
Jack's
your
got a
theme of
toad
game,
fetish, though.
I do.
Naked men riding toads is like straight up his alley.
Are they twins, or does that race of little people just all look alike?
That's racist.
I don't know, because the frogs look kind of similar too. So maybe it's a.
Maybe it's the same one. Just it's like a time delayed photo.
Maybe it's a plane traveler.
A planner.
Could be. Yes. Anywho, that is the cover.
Could you hear that? No.
Did you fart?
No.
No, it was the neighbor dog barking.
Oh, I assume that was Jack's house. If there's barking dogs, I assume it's Jack's house.
Well, barking dogs should be my house. Dogs moving around and knocking things over would be Jack's house.
Yes.
Anyways, that was the cover.
All right, so let's move on to our first article. We'll start with Rob today.
You always start with me. I think you gotta.
No, we started with Jack the other time.
We're going right to page 8.
This might be mine.
The Duelist. This is what the main part of this whole magazine's about, I think.
Yeah.
It's a fun new NPC class, quote unquote. Sorry, I quote unquoted myself into a cough.
He's drooling. The saliva is. He's so backed up with duelist drool.
It was duelist drool. It's by Arthur Collins. I wonder if there's any relation to Susan Collins. Or, yeah, Susan.
Or Jackie Collins.
Or Susan Collins, the other Susan Collins.
Tom Collins.
Ooh, Tom Collins. Duelist, yeah. So it's somebody was watching, well, not watching Princess Bride because it's not out yet, but read the book Princess Bride and made Inigo Montoya into a character class. That's what this is, and it's pretty much your expert swordsman. Eventually, you can open your own fencing school.
I guess would it be the Princess Bride or would it be the what's that guy's name? Harvey
Winkleman?
Harvey Keitel movie called The Duelist.
That wasn't that about cars?
No, it was actual fencing.
Oh, I'm thinking something else then. Maybe could be both.
I assumed Three Musketeers.
Yes. Yeah, because that movie came out in '77.
Well, Princess Bride came out in like '72, so there you go.
Well, I'm not saying, but I'm saying movie.
Anyways, point is, it's a swordsman, a person who doesn't wear armor really. Well, I think they can only wear leather, but their armor class is modified by their level. No, by their level, which is cool.
Oh, by their level.
It's automatically modified by dexterity. But yeah, no matter what levelers, they get an AC bonus and a to hit bonus. And then if they are fighting someone with the same weapon as them, they get another bonus, which is kind of cool. So if they're fighting with a sword against a guy with a sword, they get extra bonuses because they're used to it. And it's pretty fun. And eventually you can make a fencing school, and you can make money at having a fencing school. I think it's a really cool non-player character class, which I'd love to play because it sounds like real fun. I have never.
Does anyone remember if this shows up in the Fighter's Handbook?
No, I don't think so. Maybe something similar, but I don't remember this specifically. It is cool though. I like it.
I remember when I read it, I was like, "This is so cool." I wonder what happened because I don't, for the life of me, remember seeing any iterations after this.
Yes,
something that.
I agree. I don't remember seeing it in the Fighter's
All I know is that next time we play a D&D campaign, I'm making a duelist. See, I made him cough too.
You spread it.
I'm making a duelist because they're pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, and you can also the parry ability. Like there's a parry the death blow ability, which when you're about to be killed, you can do a special save to save yourself. It's very cinematic. Like, right when you're getting killed, you can fight on for a few more minutes. It's kind of fun. And you can do it every round too, which is but you can't do it multiple times around. So if there's multiple guys killing you.
Could it be any more cinematic?
Ooh. It couldn't be more cinematic. And they also get I think they get D12 hit dice to offset some of that too. So they got a little more hit points than the average Joe, which is fun.
And unlike assassins, druids, or monks, you can have more than one grand fencing master. Since we talked about that last week.
Yeah, that's right. It's it's kind of fun. This is actually finally the level titles mean something because once you get to fencing master, you can actually start a fencing school. So it actually means something. But then after that's fencing master 11th, fencing master 12th.
Yeah, then it goes back to why.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. They could just say at 10th level you can open a fencing school.
Yeah.
But and you don't get the other thing about this is you don't get followers, but you do get like fencing students who you could kind of use, which is kind of fun. Who are usually just rich people's kids. You can kind of drag them into your fights.
Feed them to you. All right, that's the duelist. Jack, what do you got?
What do I got? We could dip up to PDF page 6. It's nice and close. We don't have to move around too much. And chilly comments.
Is this only because the person's from Canada?
No.
I think I had this one too.
It deals with I
did read this.
An urban myth or an old wives' tale that was published in Dragon Magazine when regards to like Arctic temperatures. If we get back in the Wayback Machine, everyone come on in with me, the little kid and the little dog. We're going to go back in time to the episode where we talked about going to the Pleistocene era.
Episode 68.
Okay. And it was like during the big freeze, so uh, at one point in the magazine during that article, someone had said that if you drank a hot beverage and it was minus 20 degrees outside, your teeth would crack and shatter. And so
All of us are from
I
cold weather environments. I think we know that's not
Yeah.
true.
yeah, we now this woman here, Lois,
There's no K.
Sparling,
Yeah, it's no,
she said, "Hey, we live in minus 20 to minus 40, as that's not outrageous
she's from
for
Calgary. It's
where we
not.
live."
That's not impossible. Yeah.
No, and she said, "Oh, and she assured everyone that your teeth will not shatter if you drink a hot
I think
beverage."
she actually says like that's the only way I stay alive is drinking hot coffees.
Yes, yes. So
I think she actually amends it by saying it might happen, but we use these thing called lips to keep you covered.
Yeah, that's right.
and then she goes on to say something else that the author, who must have come from a warm clime, didn't address, which was probably more important, was hypothermia. And she goes into saying the things to look for and whatnot. But so yes, as a public service announcement, I want to say right here on Dragon's Tome, your teeth will not shatter if you drink a hot beverage on a cold day.
I also want to.
At minus 20 or below.
Yeah. I also want to say that Kim Mohan, his usual abrasive self, instead of going, "Yeah, you're right," he goes, "Well, maybe." Like he like defends the article. It's like he kind of like makes fun of her for being from Canada, and then like
He's got to be ridiculous. He lives in Lake Geneva at this point, and it snows and it's cold up there too. He should know better than that.
I didn't want to say it, but in my notes here it said the response, meow.
yeah,
It was a very catty response.
Oh, it definitely is a response for someone who knows better.
yeah.
This is even worse.
But he always does that. Every time there's anything that goes against anything in the magazine, he attacks the person who said anything. That's his MO as a editor.
Unless
it's always been
thinking his teeth were going to crack, and he just walked around like this and worked on.
So he never drank any hot liquids because he might die.
He's drinking ice water, must hydrate.
Must keep my teeth.
I'm so
Or
scared.
maybe he didn't have teeth.
Aw,
Aw.
poor Kim.
This seatbelts weren't a big thing back by this, when he was a child. So
His dad liked to stop short and just smash his face off the dash.
maybe his dash had nice.
Oh.
I don't know.
Or those mean Lake Geneva gangs might have curb stomped him.
That's right.
I've heard there's a lot of gang warfare in Lake
There's
Geneva.
a lot of toughs in Lake Geneva.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but yes, it was a very catty, unnecessary response to a very nice,
Yeah.
informative letter.
All right, so let's move on from the frigid north and move ourselves back into something a little more tepid. That's a good word, tepid.
Like that
let's
Jack's
go to
bathwater.
Page 12.
If it doesn't feel like a horse just alleviated itself, it's too hot and or too cold. It has to be just that temperature.
And the same color.
So here we are.
Not when I get in, but not before I get in, but when I do.
It's all a man for himself.
Inner planes, how dare you?
Sorcerer's Scroll. We're going to go back to the inner planes because I'm not sure how many times Gary Gygax is going to have to explain the planes to us.
And for us not to care.
Yeah. I mean, even the graphics in this article are rehashed right out of the Player's Handbook and DM's Guide. And I even think this this figure B comes right out of the DDs and MI guides.
Well, and once again, we get a 3D thing you have to cut out to with a blank page, I must say, stealing money from us again. But they have this I don't even know what it is, some kind of cube with colors on it that you have to cut out.
It's the inner planes.
So you could pass between the multitudes of inner planes inside the inner planes and know where you're going and how you're going. Again, no one cares. Not me.
I don't know how many times we have to have these things. I mean, this is at least 4th or 5th article on planes.
On the any kind.
I mean,
of
the very first one was great, and now we're just talking about the same thing over and over again. I mean, again, I'm not even joking. These figures are rehashed out of the books of DD's Never Gods and the DM's Guide. So
Yeah.
I think it's time to let go of the planes. We all know about it. People who love it know all about it and use it. People who don't care, like Jack, don't use it. But I will say there is one positive thing about this article, and that's the last paragraph, which again has nothing to do with the article. Which is the TRS Scholarship Fund.
Were you a scholar from TSR?
I was not, but
No, I was hoping.
They gave 5 scholarships away in 1982 to RPGA guys. They said it wasn't a lot, but $2,100 is a lot for college back in the 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
That was at least a semester. That was a year,
or at least paid for your housing or your food or something.
Yeah, so they gave 5 $2,100 scholarships to gamers, and we're saying, you guys keep up the good grades in your high school gaming clubs, because 83 is another year where we'll be giving out scholarships again. Cool. But I think you had to be an RPGA member.
Yeah.
So
you have to pay to play.
The positive part of that article is the part that has nothing to do with planes.
That's good, unless you consider college another plane.
Yeah. So, the plane of learning. Got it.
Learning at college?
The learning plane.
Drinking. The drinking plane.
Where would that sit?
In that black area on the cube.
Where in the astral plane does it connect? And
I don't even know what this means anymore.
We're gonna have to figure it out.
Is it salts and steam and I don't know, ash?
Reread the article.
We're not gonna. The plane of learning is not in the inner sphere. It's got to be in the outer sphere. So
I'm not reading this article, Jack. You couldn't pay me to read this article. In fact, you could pay me to read this article. We should set up a Patreon. Rob has to read all the planar articles. First stretch goal.
Go through every magazine and sit and read.
And videotape it as proof.
Yeah, Charles Dance. Sit there in a high-backed chair and.
Oh, I have to read it out loud. That's even worse.
I figured out where the plane of learning it'll be. It'll be in the outer planes, somewhere connected to Hades or the 9 Hells.
I had a better time at college than you did.
Apparently, we're getting to learn how each of you viewed your college experience.
All right, Rob, what do you got?
It's on page 36, I think. No, it isn't, because this I must say, this PDF, mine was screwed up.
Yeah, I had to go get another one.
It repeats. Yeah, it repeats.
I had to get another one.
It said at some point it has like 20 pages that repeat. So I actually have to scroll down a bit to try to find where this article actually is. It is going to be the article on when it gets hit, it gets hit.
That's 36.
Yes.
But not in my PDF. That's my problem.
Oh.
You didn't go to get a new one like
no, I have the regular PDF that comes with the hell that is downloading.
Well, once I removed the page to make the cube, and then I built that, then it just seems to
all work together.
Yeah, so
it's a good thing you read that article.
Well, you guys just keep vamping. I'm trying to find it here.
He's on the plane of professionalism right now. He's fighting through,
which is next to the smoke plane.
Yes, smoke and mirrors plane. He's right in the middle.
I'm sure I missed it at this point.
Just go to PDF 36.
Well, how about if I start? This is also one of my articles.
It is one of mine too. So
don't steal my article just because I can't find it. We got to talk about it.
So Pat, what do you think about the when it gets hit, it gets hurt?
I found it. It's on page 34 actually, so it works. Arthur Collins again, coincidentally. Yeah, this is a cool system about ideas for weapons armor getting damaged, but we've had that before, but this seems a lot more, I don't know, intelligent and easy.
Yeah.
It only happens in natural 20s for if you hit something, and natural 1s if you get your armor damaged. So
yeah.
So my question is, I know crit fails aren't a thing in the game, never have been, never will, but people did it because obviously that's just dope. I think this is the first time in Dragon I've heard tell of it as not an official. Arthur Collins isn't Gary Gygax, but as a thing, crit fail being a.
No, we had a list of mishaps, I think, one time.
Okay.
For crit fails, but yeah. But as for weapons stuff, that was more like, I think it was for weapons, and it would be like, oh, your axe breaks in half and things like that.
Yeah. There was another one which we covered.
Yeah, but it was a lot. Like it was a lot. First of all, it was not very good, and second of all, it wasn't. This kind of makes sense until you get to the maintenance rules, which I think is overboard.
So this is where I come in. I mean, and what I wrote is like it was a coin system for equipment damage, but it lumps all the equipment into one kind of category, just equipment. Like magical equipment being no sturdier than non-magical.
Well, they do kind of say,
there's an old argument that magical equipment doesn't need as much upkeep. Not saying it doesn't need any upkeep. But it doesn't need much upkeep because it's magical.
And for the weapons damage, it could take more damage. For every plus it gets another hit, kind of. But
I would have pushed back quite hard on that aspect of it. Magical items should be able to sit at the bottom of a lake and not be rusted. Mm-hmm. Should be able to sit in the dragon's hoard for a couple centuries and not be
or sit in a lake of fire or molten lake of.
Yeah. There should be a.
That's the whole point. I think. Classically, magic items don't rust, don't anything. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe in his campaigns, magic items are just special items, not actual magic.
But like you said, it's not a bad system used for non-magic.
Yeah, I like the but even for the magic items, they get damaged, but they have more hits is fine. I just don't like the maintenance idea. Other than that, it's fine.
As a way to get people back out of the dungeon and maybe into a town to see a blacksmith or
waste some more money,
to to mediate someone just steamrolling, I can see the upside.
There you go, an upside.
All right, let's find another page that Rob can't find.
Uh-oh.
What do you got, Rob? Jack?
That's it.
Oh, really?
Chilly comments, and then when it gets hit, it gets hurt. I did not think for the life of me that anyone would choose that. It's an article, so.
All right. Well, then let's go to you. Any more, Rob?
I have a ad.
I have an ad as well. So I
got two more. So the first one. We're gonna go to page 24.
I think that's gonna be okay. They whole half orc.
Nope.
That's not okay.
It's
not okay.
22. It's 22 in the PDF.
22. Jesus. Oh, that's page
24
like 40.
In the PDF.
It's like page 56 I'm on, 34, 58. It's all over the place here, people.
So it's the ecology of the Catoblepus.
Mm-hmm.
Which I always thought was a weird-looking animal in the Monster Manual.
I believe by design it was supposed to be a silly-looking, almost mockery of ancient things like.
Have you found it yet, Rob?
Oh, just keep talking. Don't worry, I'll find it.
Yeah, I'm vamping.
I found it. I found it, guys.
Okay.
I found it. The best part is I found it, but it's cut in half. Where the first half of the page, and then it goes to some other thing, and then it's like all screwed up.
Yeah.
So, just like all the other articles like this, I'm sensing a trend. This is the third one now. It's story based, and it's also from another article from a Bard magazine. I thought it was good little info. It talks about how the mating and everything on the Catoblepus, because I think the Catoblepus had a gaze that killed.
A stinking cloud that killed.
Yeah, now they're calling it a stinking cloud, and almost made him Black Widowish.
We'll never know.
But I'm digging these little biology, ecology kind of little stories, where they have some kind of crazy professor giving a speech. In this story, it was even funnier. It's like when he's talking about everything, and one guy goes, "You got to be kidding! We just sent people out, and I guess the last shield is, well, how far are they going to get with a polished shield against a gas weapon?"
Gas weapon.
Because I thought it was a gaze.
Gaze, not gas. It's gaze.
No, it's gas now. But that's the Ecology of the Cattle Bleep Ass.
Fun.
All right. And then my last article will be page 38.
38.
That's 36 on the PDF, Rob.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. What is it? Tell us what it is.
It's non-violent magic.
Oh, it actually
items.
is that right page.
100 Ways to Keep Players Guessing. And this is by Louis Pulsifer, our good friend Louis.
And to roll in Get a Life.
Get a life. Get a lift. Get a liffy? Get a lift. Get a liffy.
Just keep saying it. Eventually you get it right.
I'm going to get it right one of these days. So these are 100 items of really cool items. In all my years of RPGing, I have never really thought about giving out these little magical item trinkets to spend your gold on that you are when you're adventuring. Non-violent, they just kind of do weird things. Like one gave you any kind of dessert, or do you want?
Yeah, some of them are pretty silly. I don't like the ones that are just like they said, they're repeating things that are just like a toaster or something like that. I like the ones that are more interesting, like you say, random dessert.
Yeah.
We've had some articles like this that have like low impact magic items and some like sundry like miscellaneous things. This one isn't as good as some of the others, but certainly there are some gems in there.
Yeah, I mean, out of 100, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
There are some stupid things in here, but for the most part, and some of these I wouldn't even think about, but now I'm glad someone did.
Well,
and everyone loves a chart. You can roll to your heart's content and see what you get.
Exactly.
A tuning fork. Interesting.
A tuning fork. Or you get a ceramic object that holds your scrolls open and then closes them when you're done.
Yeah. It's weird stuff. That's all I know.
Yeah. But that's it. Non-violent magic items. I have to think more about non-violent magic items next time I play a game of
just
D&D.
Random stuff, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for my articles, and everyone else is done, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the ads. Rob, you said you had an ad?
Yeah, it's good because you went to me first because I actually found my ad. That's what I was doing that whole time you were talking. It's on my PDF, it's page 77, but it's actually 75 in the magazine, so whatever that gets you. But it's Combats by FASA, and I was curious if this Combats was kind of a precursor to BattleTech. It's they're kind of like little jet bots that fight each other, and they have replaceable arms and stuff.
It's actually 77 on PDF for us.
So somehow it works itself out halfway through the PDF. I don't know. I'm probably missing pages, and I probably missed tons of stuff. This is gladiator robots fight in the future, and you build your robots out of assortment of offensive components, which a lot of games are like this now, and you have different combos and advantages. So FASA was doing this back in 83. So.
Yep.
But it's I don't know. I think it's probably a chit game, I would assume.
No, it actually says
metal combats.
Yeah, you get 2 1.5-inch high metal combats, so they're giving you figures.
Yeah, I'm curious what those would look like. I bet they would be going for a
might
pretty
be
penny.
when FASA starts to partner up with Ral Partha.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm not sure. I think it's 84 or 85 that BattleTech comes out, so it's pretty soon. So
yeah,
each combat comes with slots for 12 pieces of equipment, so there must be a huge variety of things you mix and match. And
yeah, I assume the miniature just is a representation, doesn't actually have, it's not like magnetized or something nowadays you could do, but
it says each 4-piece combat contains slots for 12 pieces of equipment. I assumed it was a little miniature and then chits.
The miniature's only 1.5 inches tall, so it's pretty small to have that kind of stuff. I think it must be a control board or something that you put your stuff on.
Well, we better find out.
Pat, you better buy this.
I better buy it. Jesus.
Is it more than 9 or less than 90?
I don't know. I know those original battle droids, like the BattleTech was called battle droids. Those miniatures go for a pretty penny. So I don't know if Combats is that collectible, but good old FASA, right from Chicago.
Chicago.
Do you have a ad, Jack?
I do. It isn't about combats either.
Oh no.
Let's go to page 71.
Let's hope this works. What is it, Jack?
It is a ad for the Dragon magazine itself in Dragon magazine with the nice chromed.
Yeah, I wish that was the actual
header. And yeah, you'd question, why would you need to put an ad for the thing that you already have going on? But what I liked about it was it kind of showed like a plethora of different covers, a different. It tells you what's doing. So if this was your first edition and you were like, okay, I'm down to clown. This is basically telling you, hey, you for $25 or something, whatever it was.
It's $24 for 12 issues. So you're saving $1 an issue to subscribe.
If you bought this off a rack someplace and you're like, I think I'm down, and you look and see that and then go, oh, I can save money. I think it would have worked. It might have been the reason I got my subscription.
And it's got the Monsters of Midway game right there opened.
It's funny. It must have been a popular game.
Must have been popular.
All right. Let's go to my ad then. I only have one. We're going to go to page 84.
We hope. 84. It better not be the dice wand.
It's the dice wand. Now it's patented, and it's got a hand for size comparison.
It is a wand. Look at that.
It's a remote control.
Because the last time we talked about it, it was still patent pending. Now it's patented.
Oh.
And yes, and 2 colors, charcoal and bone still, but now we know exactly how big. Pat had questions. Pat didn't have questions. Pat was sure it was a wand. It was Rob who had the questions.
That's not a wand. Still, it's not a wand.
And now we know.
It's not a wand.
And it's patented, so now we know it's going to be around forever.
Do you have one of these in your collection, Pat?
No. Why would I have one of these in my collection?
You seem obsessed with them.
No, yeah. I'm obsessed with the fact that even in the beginning of RPG times, someone always has to have artificial dice rollers.
Yeah, I wonder how accurate this was. I would love to see like a test.
Yeah.
It's like, why does it roll 20s like 90% of the time?
Someone always just against rolling dice. I'm going to make something where I don't have to roll dice. It's going to be so much easy because, doing this is so strenuous.
Especially when it's $24 plus, what, is that $1 shipping? So $25. And that time it's probably like $100. So that's crazy expensive.
I saw a quick blurb of an interview with Brennan Lee Mulligan and someone. They were talking about, he's like the Dimension 20 DM, talking about dice versus
name dropper.
The roll 20 on the computer, and they were kind of debating and what the merits of both were, and it was interesting that there was that much thought put into why someone would choose one over the other.
Yeah,
if you get, these dice are lucky dice, it's not true, but also
it could be true. If they're not balanced, it could be true.
Well, that was one of the arguments. Have you ever, done the saltwater thing with your dice? No. Well, then how do you know? And vice versa. Someone else, hey, I don't know what the algorithm is in that.
Well, theoretically, like the most basic computer thing is to do a random number. So theoretically, that's the most random thing ever, is a random number done by a computer. So
yeah, it was just interesting. And the Dragon Bone magic wand here.
But the real question is, will the dice gods frown upon you using a computer, or do they consider that part of their realm? Is that still part of the dice gods' realm, these auto-generated dice rollers? Is the Dragon Bone an affront to the dice gods?
Dice Christ frowns upon you.
Yeah. Are you cursing yourself by using a Dragon Bone? You went to dice hell when you died.
That's true.
And when you buy one, I gotta hear it, because imagine if someone says, "I don't want the clattering of dice to."
It goes,
and then if you press the button, it goes like a we all had those handheld in the '80s, those games where
made a lot of noise because it was easy. And then it'll be like 2 seconds. It keeps doing it. You can't turn it off.
I found one for sale.
How much?
Oh,
It doesn't say.
Well, it's not for sale then if it doesn't say.
No, because I have to sign in.
Oh.
This one's still shrink wrapped.
Oh God!
If I sit down at a restaurant and it doesn't have the prices on the menu, I know I could better just get up and walk out. So
no, it means it's free.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, you should try that.
I
think you should try it, Jack.
You should.
I will next time. Next weekend.
Yep, when you're in 2 weeks when you're in Chicago. Actually, I think at this point, when this episode comes out, we will be in Chicago. So
yes,
Jack will be in jail because he dined and dashed.
No, actually, by the time this episode comes out, we'll have gone to the Mecca.
Yeah, we could be currently in Lake Geneva when this comes out. I think we will be.
We'll post some pictures. Hey, everybody!
Join our Facebook group to see said pictures. It's Dragon's Tome on Facebook. Or
all right,
Twitter. We also have a Twitter account.
Not Dragon Bone, the dice roll one.
No. We'll get sued by DB Enterprises.
It's true. Because they have a patent now.
Yep.
We all know what DB stands for. Dragon Bone.
Oh.
Dragon Bone.
Dragon Bone. Got it. All right. Well, that concludes episode 73.
I think
inordinate amount of time on the dice wand.
That was a lot of filler there, guys.
Well, I hope it's out of his system now, Rob. I hope that's the last we hear about this dice
Jack,
wand.
Well,
I have to say, you have nothing to say about this.
If they step up their ad game again, like add a hand and tell us that it's patented, I'm going to be all over it.
And maybe it's a real picture of it next time. Yeah, Jack.
Telling me that I've done ad-based bits before. Because I'm not having it. I'm not hearing it.
At least the Dragon Bone ad, it's not upside down.
Did we ever find out?
Yeah, we finished that skit a while ago. Mark that off your list.
Thank God that ad is no longer in the magazine. We don't have to do this anymore.
All right. Well, then, wrapping up episode 73. Do all the things that you need to do with the clicking and the likings.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Make sure you comment in our thing, our YouTube channels, and our Facebook pages, in our Twitters.
Please.
Dragon's Tome. And for the Dragon's Tome, I've been your host, Chopper.
And I'm Jack.
I'm last.
And we will see you next week when Rob comes back and we get rid of this guy last.
Yes. And we'll be at Adepticon. So we'll see you at Adepticon.
Yes, come by. If you haven't been at Adepticon, come by and say hi. The week before GaryCon, we will be in Lake Geneva.
What does that mean?
Just run up and down the street screaming for Dragon's Tome. We'll come find you.
Oh, God. It's viral marketing at its best.
Yeah. But yet, that Saturday, come by the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum.
Yes.
Between the hours of noon and 2, and we will be there.
Maybe.
Come dressed in your best 80s clothes because we are doing a flash mob. We will be pretending to be normal, and then all of a sudden,
I am wearing a Smith shirt, so I'm already there. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
But the people at the Dragons or the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum will know where we're at.
Oh, that's frightening and a little scary. Yeah.
Yeah. So, on behalf of you guys, bye-bye.
Keep rolling 8s.
Not with this dice wand.